Hey there, welcome back to the Sims Resource. Today we're going to be finishing up a high school build. I know, I feel like it's been forever, but finally, after 3 full hours of building, this build is finally done. And while it probably isn't like the most advanced high school build out there, I am very proud of myself, honestly. I think it turned out pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with the results. So here I'm adding this rooftop greenhouse area, or I guess just like, it's not really greenhouse, just like, rooftop green area. I don't know about you guys, but there was always like a running joke about my school that like, oh, you tell freshmen that there's a swimming pool on the roof because then they're gonna go up there and find out that there is not in fact a swimming pool on the roof. And I've heard variants of it that are like, oh yeah, there's a whole garden like up on the roof. I don't know if that's a common one, but at least the swimming pool one I've heard from multiple people, so let me know if that's like what other people have heard because I hear it all the time. Or at least I heard it a lot as a freshman. So I'm interested to see, if that is that a common like myth to tell people? I don't know. Here I am just kind of, adding a bunch of planters. I wanted to make this green space, pretty good. And ideally in the non-winter, because that's when I was building, it would look better than this. And then here I am adding the art studio. I loved art class. I don't know about you guys. Something about being able to like not think too hard and just draw like an apple for an hour or however long the period was. It was awesome. And that's why I went with the iconic apple in a bowl. Actually, it's fruits in a bowl. Because I feel like that's what every art teacher like gives you to do is just draw a bunch of fruits. And I mean, I guess I don't know if I'm that good of an artist, so I can't tell you if it worked, but it is a common, I guess, art assignment to give. Here I'm actually going through a lot of the, what are they called? Oh, I think it's like clutter, not debug though. Deeper into the clutter items to find those big canvases that you can lean against the wall. I also wanted to try and find like a hanging skeleton because my art classrooms always had like the hanging skeleton, which around Halloween was awesome because it was like super spooky, but was usually just there to kind of, show, the basic essentially joints of the human body so that when as you're learning to draw, you can tell, where all the joints would be. But I mostly liked it because it was spooky. Here, I am still looking for that freaking skeleton. I did not find him, but I did find the canvases you can lean against the wall. I just thought it'd be nice to kind of display students' work, up against the wall. Kind of, show things off because I feel like that was pretty common. I mean, our hallways in high school would have all the art hung up in different arrays to kind of brighten up the school, and I always liked it, so I stuck it all in here, but I don't know, brought me back to a good place. I loved art class. Speaking of places I loved, I don't know if this is quite it, but this is the gym. There wasn't originally a gym when I started building this, and I was like, I have this huge room, I don't know what to do with it. Let's make it a gym. And I think at first I was like, I want to have locker rooms, I want to have other things, but I was like, let's just make it a gym. Sims don't really need all that, they're Sims, and I think that was a good instinct. So here I am, I'm adding basketball hoops. I thought about adding some other like stuff, but I think basketball just made the most sense also because I feel like that's like what every gym in my school had growing up. Like there was always the basketball hoops that essentially like, if they couldn't think of something to do with us, they'd be like, go walk laps around the gym or play basketball. So I feel like as an homage to that, I've put in some basketball hoops. They're actually a little bit too tall. You'll see in a little bit that I have to shrink them down because they're too tall. This is the medium wall height, so I'm not doing what I always do and going with the small wall height because that is obviously my MM most of the time. But yeah, the basketball hoops are really not meant to be inside at all unless you're using the tall wall height is what I've learned. But I just shrunk them down. I don't know if they're still usable, but I'll probably give it a shot. I put a bunch of basketballs out. So each team has balls to use in their games. And here, I wanted to scatter them a little bit because I wanted to make sure that it looks kind of organic, like, oh, the class before left them like this. I don't know if I accomplished that, but I think I like the results anyway. Here, I'm just adding some landscaping. I am still kind of baffled by terrain tools other than the paint. Terrain paint I fully understand. But terrain tools finally were added to the game at a point in my life where I was really busy, so I feel like I never really got a hang of them. And I've been trying to, obviously, you know, expand my horizons, and I don't think I've quite hit that point of mastery, but I think we're getting better, because the front of the school looks really good. The back is, we don't talk about her, but you know, that's what learning is like, just like with most projects, you know, think of knitting or sewing, like, you know, sometimes it looks good on the front, but if you look at the inside, it's a mess. And luckily for here, the inside's fine. It's literally just the back that I don't know what I did wrong. The game was not cooperating with me, so eventually I just called it. So yeah, just ignore what the back patio area looks like. It's fine. Of course we're looking at it right now. This is so embarrassing. I added some tables for outside lunch. I don't know how many people have ever had that. I guess, I don't know. This is a world with 4 seasons, so I feel like it's not super feasible when it's really hot out or really cold out, but in the spring and fall, sitting outside for lunch is awesome. So here I am, now I'm shrinking down the basketball hoops, and I am probably gonna start putting trees in, I think. First of all, I love trees. I think not enough people use trees in their builds, and I kind of get it, because like in a regular residential lot, they're just so big. But community lots are part of what made me start appreciating trees for what they were, and I really started using them more in residential lots, because I also just think having a tree like near your home is so nice. And in The Sims, you don't even have the risk of it falling on your house, which is the main reason people don't want them near their homes in real life. So I think it's always a win to have a tree in this game. Oh yeah, so here I'm adding a big back patio, essentially. I don't really know what else to call it. I guess it's a patio. Because I want school events to be held there. I was thinking like the quad in Sims University, both Sims 3 and Sims 4, where, you know, you'd like stumble across different activities happening. I don't know if it works with the game's code just yet, but I'm probably gonna have to play test it myself to see if it does, because I wanted to make this area like the field, except literally across the street is the lot where they put the football field, and essentially all athletic stuff is out there, including cheerleading. So I kind of had to just give up on that dream, and so I created this big patio instead. I figure for, you know, any other outdoor clubs to, I guess, marching band. I don't think the pack has marching band, but I think it'd be fun to include it. So here I am, adding some finishing touches. I put up like a little banner for the team and the gym, and really just like, again, like it's the little things in builds. And so here I'm just looking for what I can change. And now I had to fast forward through my game, because fun fact, getting good captures is way harder than you'd think. But here are the final captures. I think it turned out so good. It looks a lot like a real high school, which means it is kind of boring looking, but like in a realistic way, which I was going for. So I'm actually pretty happy with it. The classrooms look awesome, and I just loved seeing Sims in it. That's why there were the screenshots. I'm so happy to see all the rooms being used. Pro tip though, all classrooms need at least 6 desks. I had to go back and add more in. This is the Sim T-posing. Isn't she iconic? Yeah, every classroom needs 6 desks, or else Sims are gonna sit on the floor. So heads up for you if you're planning on doing that. And thanks for watching. Have a good one.